Elizabeth, always good to have you. You know, we've talked about inflation in the past. And in fact, Carl and Charles Ploss are just talking a lot about it as well. How big a concern is it for you, and how in any way are you sort of dealing with it as you oversee the retirement system?
Sure. I think it's my number one concern right now. I think a lot of the risks with Russia and Ukraine have already been priced in. So let's take a step back and look at what we were all concerned about weeks ago. It's still here. Inflation, I got laughed at 2 years ago for saying it wouldn't be transitory, and it was coming, and it's here. It may be my only one, gotcha thing in the last couple of years, but it's a huge input into our asset allocation, and it really matters. If you think about it, not just from an investing perspective, but on my liability side of our balance sheet as well. We're paying out retirement benefits. And unlike some of the other folks you've had on lately, I don't think this is going away anytime soon. I actually don't really see a whole lot of possibility for that to happen. So I do think it's one of the largest, if not the largest, risk factor in my portfolio right now.
Well, you're sharing your screen with a man who might have a thing or two to say about inflation, and that would be the Fed chair. You don't believe that Fed policy is going to be successful in ultimately combating what we're seeing right now in terms of inflation?
Well, I'm not trying to pick a fight with the Fed right now, but I'm not really sure what a 25 basis point hike is really going to do. Most companies in my portfolio aren't changing their long-term plans over 25 basis point hike in the overnight rates. They're not looking at liabilities on an overnight basis. They're looking over much longer horizons, and that hike isn't going to affect, the longer dated the yield. So I think if they really want to combat inflation, I don't understand why. Well, I do understand why, but I think more effective would be reducing the bond purchases. But obviously that has negative consequences.